Mainly responsible for the popularity of those lemon-hackled gamecocks of Duke Hulsey here in the country was the father-son tandem of Don Amato Araneda and son Jorge, Nene. Fighting under the name Thunderbirds, the Aranedas, in partnership with Duke Hulsey, dominated the competition in Manila's cockpits from 1963-1967. During the same period mentioned, several mains were held at the Araneda Coliseum in Cubao, QC. These events were billed U.S. versus Philippines. The U.S. team was composed by the Aranedas and Duke Hulsey, while the Philippines was represented by the Cream of Phil, cockfighting, some of whom were Mrs. Peping Cojuangco, Johnny Veloso, Mayo Lacson, Eddie Araneda, and Esting Teopaco. In all of the said encounters, the U.S. team prevailed. They fought uniformed-looking cocks, which typically were red, straight comb, and yellow-legged. Duke called them his lemon hackles. He claims they were a blend of Hatch Claret Butcher blood that he had proportionally set and established as a family. While the lemon hackles rooster was famous internationally, the Lemon 84 strain is only true in the Philippines. It was originated by Mr. Pang Araneda. Based on his personal account, which I read in a book about Philippine cockers and breeders, this is his story. Mr. Rafael Araneda's first visit to the Amishizia farm of Duke Hulsey in Tangipahoa, Louisiana, was in 1967. It was there that he came upon an unusual lemon. It was a peacomb. He had it shipped to Manila. As friends kept asking him what he called the rooster, he noticed the leg band number and coined the name Lemon 84. He states the pedigree of this strain as follows. He bred the Lemon 84 cock, peacomb, to 2 lemon hens, which he had also bred from a battle-scarred winner he had acquired earlier. He got some pullets, which he bred back to 84 cock, father-daughter mating, and from the clutch picked 2 specimens, which he bred to each other, brother-sister mating. Again, he chose 2 of the most vigorous pullets and bred back to the 84 cock. This time a pair of pullets showed up with green legs. From all the breeding of the lemons, Mr. Araneda was able to establish 2 families. One, typical lemon with yellow legs. The other, looking more like peacomb, green-legged hatches, which were dark red. In 1970 and 1971, the Lemon 84s were entered in the International Derby. They finished with runner-up honors in both occasions. However, the crowning glory of the Lemon 84 came in 1972, when they claimed the title in the International. Though they shared the honor with 2 other champion entries, it was nonetheless a monumental feat, for it marked the first time in Philippine cockfighting history that a team of island-bred roosters were successfully pitted against an all-imported lineup of opponents. Stories about the lemons vary depending on whose hands they're with. One should remember that this strain has been in the country for almost 40 years now. Recently, I was told the story of another family of lemons by Mr. Boy Palileo. Boy, who is 58 years old now, used to condition the shows of his late uncle, Manolo Lavina. Manolo bred what he called his Massa, or sunshine lemons. This line of lemons came from Mr. Emmanuel Massa, who in turn was a partner of Duke Hulsey. Some of the feats that Manolo and Boy accomplished with this family of lemons are: A. In the 5 years that they fought this Massa or Sunshine lemons, they accumulated 49 trophies, champions. B. They won a 5-cock derby in the prestigious Candelaria affair. Under the Mescaleros entry, which was a combine of Messrs. Lito Lacson, Herman Lacson, brothers Joe and George Zubiri, brothers Manolo and Noni Lovina, and Rafael Payang Araneda. The group placed runner-up behind Bago City Combine in a circuit held in Bacolod in 1976. What is worth mentioning here is that Boy claims he only used 9 cocks the entire affair to accumulate the said total score of the combine. The breakdown is as follows. 4 cocks were purchased from Mr. Tony Treble, which had 84 blood in them. 1 cock purchased from a certain DeWitt of Bago City. In another story, Boy narrates that it was because of their fine performances with the breed that prompted Mr. Leandro B-Boy Enriquez to ask if he could purchase some of their lemons. Manolo replied that he was not bent on selling, but that he could refer Mr. Enriquez to a friend who Manolo claims had better lemons than him. The first batch of roosters that Mr. Enriquez purchased either became champion or did pretty good with them. The second batch of lemons that he got were stolen from his farm in Tanay. Then Mr. Enriquez financed on all occasions the entries of Manolo's friend in the 1970, 1971, and 1972 international derbies at the Araneta Coliseum. They fought under the banner SJ Firebirds. The Lemon 84 was a Duke Hulsey cock that was shipped to me in 1967 by the late Duke. At that time, the Duke had established an outstanding win record in the Philippines using his lemon hackles, as he called them. In breeding, they were Hatch Butcher / he had established this as a strain, and they were so good that almost everybody wanted to have some to breed. But the Duke was under contract to the late J. Amado Araneta and his son Jorge, and would not sell any. I was privileged to have acquired 1 lemon cock and 2 hens in 1965, and the now legendary 84 cock in 1967. I bred him to the hens out of the first lemon cock on the lemon hens. To coin a cliche, the rest is history. I had perpetuated the strain of lemon hackles of the Duke. We bred them every which way, and they were just so good that at that time we dominated the field of locally bred, in the Philippines, chickens. I had let out a few of this lemons to some truly fine gentlemen of the sport who at one time or another had helped me. Soon the whole province where I lived had some of this blood in their own chickens. I did not care to keep the blood to myself, always believing that something as good as this should be shared, mortality being a reality that confronts us all. Over the years, I had met some of these. Some had whipped me and I whipped some, but whichever side won, made a man proud that he had done something good to the game that would far outlive him.